Welcome back to Impossibly Unremarkable, a podcast hosted by myself, Jonathan Butts, and my longtime friend, co-host, and otherwise unspectacular individual, Elliott Markson.
That is right. We're back for another episode of this podcast, and today we're just two men in a room. We're just trying to resist the urge to kiss one another.
Whoa.
Isn't that right?
Wowie kazowie. Well, what made you say that, brother?
I don't know, man.
Am I looking extra...
I just felt like that was the energy in the room right now.
Am I looking extra submissive and breedable, as they say?
What the fuck? Is that what they say?
That is what they say.
Who?
The streets.
Okay.
No,
You've got your finger on the pulse of...
It's like a young person thing. Look it up. Google what I said. I'm not going to say it again.
No, I don't think I need to. How are you doing? It's been so long.
I know. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to get this out here, right? I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid.
What?
While you were... I haven't done much of anything in the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
While you were out gallivanting
I didn't do
the
much.
islands of Hawaii, I was dog sitting for my mom, so I was alone with just the dogs for a couple days.
Yeah.
And so I did a Lord of the Rings extended edition marathon. And then I rewatched all of Severance.
You did both of those things?
Yeah, I mean, I had like 5 days.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
You watched the extended versions of Lord of the Rings and all of Severance.
That's about 13 to 14 hours right there.
Yeah.
Off the rip. And then Severance is just 8 like hour-long episodes.
Okay.
So
I mean,
the math checks out.
Yeah, that's like 20 hours of content.
Yeah. But it was good. You know, sometimes it's nice to settle in. Emily does this thing where she just a new thing will come out, like Invincible season 2. I want to see that. And she'll be like, I don't really feel like something new. So
yeah,
it was nice to just be alone and like not be around. Okay. It was actually, I hate being alone. I'm realizing that about myself. I can't really be alone.
I feel like being alone is fun for like a couple hours.
It's like cool for like the first day. It's like, nice, I have all this time to myself. I'm in control, and it's like,
I'm alone.
Oh shit. Things start settling in, and then you're just lost in the infinite cosmos.
Are you okay?
I'm better now. I'm home. Also, I missed you a lot.
Yeah, I missed you too, man. I missed everybody. I mean, I wasn't doing anything that special.
Yeah, you have 30 minutes to talk about.
I shouldn't need that much time. I can do it in 2.
There's no way.
It doesn't matter. So, is there anything else that you did? Was that it? How was the second rewatch of Severance, though?
Even better.
'Cause I've been meaning to do that because the new season's coming out sometime this year.
I think they're filming. I think they started filming a couple months ago.
So maybe not. Maybe next year.
I would probably say 2025, but it was very, very good. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. I'm pretty sure we talked about it. Like I said,
so good.
Can't remember when it came out relative to when we started doing this podcast.
I don't know, but it's been a while now.
It's so good, and there's like just so many parts when you're rewatching. It's like, wow, this is just truly like masterful storytelling. So yeah, definitely watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I love Severance. But while you were sitting alone watching TV,
and movies,
me, Megan, and Wesley, and some of Megan's family, my in-laws, my sister-in-law, my cousin-in-law, we all went to the islands.
Which island?
In the sea. We went to in the sun. We went to Hawaii. We went to Maui. So that's where we were staying, on Maui. And we've been there before. So that's where me and Megan went for our honeymoon, if you recall. So the first time we went, we did like all the cool stuff that you do. This time was a little more relaxed. You know, we had Wesley with us. We didn't want to push him too hard. He's a baby. He still needed his naps. You know, so that was fun. He actually did really good on the flights. So we were pretty worried about how he would do because we had a 3-hour flight to LA and then like a couple hour layover there and then 6 more hours to Hawaii from there. So it was a lot of flying, but he did great. I mean, he slept for most of the flights. And otherwise we just had like we screen recorded like Miss Rachel, which is like some kids program on TV or on YouTube. She's like She's really good. It's actually scary how good she is, because as soon as you turn on Miss Rachel, Wesley is in a trance. So I don't know what she's doing. If she's secretly controlling children, I'm not sure, but
Yeah, you got to realize she's probably spewing some liberal propaganda to your child, and now Wesley's going to grow up to be some West Coast commie.
there was a scandal with Miss Rachel, not a scandal, but like an uproar with some of the people that watch her, because
Of course.
she had somebody on her YouTube channel that has they them pronouns.
I mean, that's
And that
something
really stirred up the
That's-
old pot. With
that's
the,
something that we need to care about. Someone's pronouns is
Yeah,
really-
it's something we really should give a shit about. No, but Miss Rachel's super good, so we always play her when he's sick or when we really need him to like just be chill for a while. So the airplane, perfect. Used that. We had toys. He slept. He was great. He's a little angel.
I've never heard Wesley cry.
I don't think he has. No, he has. I'm just kidding.
Even like when he was like a freshly newborn child.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I ever heard him cry.
Like he'll cry when he like wakes up, but like it's still like it's not like a scream. He doesn't like scream cry ever. It's like most of the time when he's crying, it's more of like a whiny cry. It's not like a big crying, screaming.
It's not like a huge fit.
Right. You're not like it's
Yeah.
not crazy. But yeah, so he was good. So we got to the islands. We were staying in a condo right on the sea. So I'd wake up. There was a morning we woke up and worked out, like just doing like body weight movements, just looking out into the ocean. You got the palm trees and
It made me so mad
hills.
when Megan shared a photo of you or Wesley or something, and it was like it clearly like was like looked like a place that you were staying, and you're like looking right at the ocean. Like, fuck you guys.
You were like, that is not the view from.
It's like that's
where
total
you're
dog
staying.
shit.
We were like,
It's
no,
not fair.
What do you mean? That's where we're staying. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's a nice condo. There's like a pool there and like nice like grass and grills you can use too. So we like grilled out some like brats and stuff one night. But it was super cool. I mean, like I said, we were a little more chill. We did a little more just like going to the little towns. Like there's a hippie town called Paia, which is, I mean, it's like a lot of shops and hippie dippy people there, but it's really cool. Everyone there says no worries. Like, you know, like literally like every single person when you'd walk into a shop and we'd like talk and then just be like, oh, no worries. No worries. So I started saying that because I like to blend in with the locals when I'm around. You know, I try to blend in. I try not to act like a tourist. So it really helps because everyone else in Maui also has tattoos and tan skin. So me being tan, especially after I was in the sun for a day or two, I started to blend in with the locals. So then you just, hopefully nobody caught on that I wasn't from there.
I mean, I get it. As a fellow tattooed tan man, I totally get it.
Exactly. But yeah, so we went to Paia, which is really cool. We spent a lot of time in Kihei, which is another cool town by the sea. Some good shopping, restaurants, ate some good food. We went to this sweet breakfast place there. The other things we did, we went to a state park, which is one of the top things you can do there. You do have to make, like if you're going to go to Maui, you have to make a reservation if you're a non-resident to go to the park. A lot of people don't. Like you roll up and you'll see people like at the station, like scanning, like where they scan your thing. And they're clearly arguing with the attendant about how they
As you
didn't
do.
know they needed a reservation. But they just, to, you know, decrease the amount of people coming in and out all the time because the parking
Regulate
lot's
the
not
traffic.
that big. Right, regulating the traffic, but it's a beautiful park. A lot of places to walk. It's basically just like a walk up these stairs to this viewpoint, and then there's sort of like a little trail that goes back, and there's like a little creek and trees, and obviously the mountainous, you know, stuff there as well. It's really green and pretty. So would recommend that. What?
Nothing. It's just such a shallow description of the surroundings.
It's beautiful.
It's like
Just
green and shit.
like-
You know, hills and shit.
It's pretty. I don't know what to tell you. It's just gorgeous. But the highlights for me were, so it's whale season down there. So when you could see whales from where we were staying, like you would just look out and you could see whales out there. Like it's basically their time of year. They go down to Hawaii to breed. So they'll start up in like Alaska. They're humpback whales. They start up in Alaska, and then they come down to Maui to breed and have their little baby whales.
Are the female whales just better in Hawaii than they are in Alaska?
It's a temperature thing. So the whales are down there to have their children, their spawn, because because the water's warmer. So it's a better temperature for their little baby whale to be born and grow.
Oh.
But fun fact, they actually don't eat while they're in Hawaii because there's not enough like stuff that they eat down there. So
Krill.
So they'll
Whales
go down
eat
there.
krill.
They'll go down there to breed, have their babies, and then they leave after like 6 to 8 weeks.
Acknowledge the whale fact that I shared.
Yep.
Acknowledge
Krill.
it. Yeah. Say the full thing.
What would you say?
Whales eat krill. Say that.
Whales eat krill.
Thank you.
Yeah. So after 6 to 8 weeks down in Hawaii, they make a trek back up to Alaska in the colder temps
with the baby whales.
Yeah, because they eat on the way up there because there's more food on the way up there and when they get to Alaska. So by the time they get there, the babies are a little fatter. They can deal with the colder temps. So it was whale season, so we went on a whale tour. So we got on this big boat. Wesley came along for the whale tour. We dressed him in these cute little whale PJs to be on the tour. They had whales on them. He was very excited. But yeah, we saw a bunch of whales. They'd like do this thing called breaching where they jump out of the water and like kind of belly flop back in. It's super sick. Hard to get a video of though because they do it kind of randomly. I kind of got some of smaller whales breaching, but didn't get a huge I didn't get to see Free Willy jumping out of the water. You know what I mean?
Free Willy was an orca.
I know, but
fucking
same idea. Anyways, so it's cool. It was awesome just kind of being there with Wesley. I've realized that like traveling with a child makes the experience even better. Because I feel like I'm just like, I'm not only enjoying myself, I'm enjoying just watching him experience things and be happy. Even though he's very young and he won't remember it. But he just kind of makes the whole experience a lot more fun and a lot cooler. It's kind of sweet to do that with your son. So if you have a kid, take him somewhere. It's sweet.
Yeah, get right on the Hawaii train.
Well, Hawaii, not everyone can do that, but... we have a connection. We wouldn't do that if we didn't have a family connection there. The other thing we did, though, without Wesley, and so the thing is, on our trip, there was a little hiccup because people started to get sick on the trip. So first it was my father-in-law who got sick.
Steve.
Yep.
Come on, man.
And then he spread it to...
Face me in pickleball, dude.
Then he spread it to his wife, and he spread it to my wife, his daughter. Need to clarify that.
Oh.
And then it got to Wesley. I didn't get it while I was on the trip. I got it once we got home.
Yeah.
Which I'm thankful for, but kind of still sucked. But so Wesley started to get sick on the trip, so that kind of sucked because he's just having it rough.
Did he do okay on the flight back?
Yeah, thankfully he didn't have a fever while he was there, or maybe he had a slight one. It wasn't like anything super serious. He just mostly had like a cough. And then it got a little worse once we got home, but he was okay.
I'm just thinking every time I'm ill, my ears just fucking pound from the pressure change and the fact that it's such a long flight.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but he didn't. No, he was fine on the way back as well. So
good for him.
Yeah, he's doing good now. He's fully healthy, back to being himself.
Is Megan healthy?
Yeah, we're all. I'm on the mend. I'm still a little congested, as you can probably hear, but. We still made the best of it. Megan was sick, so she was actually supposed to go on a snorkel tour with us. But because she was sick, she couldn't go. And by the time she got sick, Steve was no longer sick, so he took her spot on the snorkel tour. So the snorkel tour ended up being me, Steve, my sister-in-law, and my cousin-in-law. And we all went on the boat. It was beautiful. So... we actually ended up doing what's called snuba. Snuba-ing? It's almost scuba diving, but it's not. So basically it's like snorkeling, but they give you air. So you can go down. So you can kind of just go down into the water.
How much air?
I don't know. Like enough for, I think we were under the water for probably like 20 minutes.
And you can swim? You can swim?
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Are you sure they
snorkeling is the highlight of my life. I love snorkeling.
They had some sort of flotation device for you, right?
I didn't have one.
You can't swim. Come on. Don't.
I can swim. Megan has been spreading that rumor for years, and it's not true. I just don't know how to do like a butterfly stroke or a backstroke or whatever, but I can move in the water. I can swim.
But you can change elevation too?
Yeah, I float. What do you mean?
Well, wait.
I can dive and then I float. That's how it works.
All right.
When most people go into the water, usually they float.
Oh. So you can't swim. You were just floating.
Okay. Anyways, so I did the snuba-ing, and
That is, I don't know why, but that's just such a, I hate when you say snooba.
snuba. And our snuba instructor was this super cool dude. His name was Seamus. He actually, we started chit-chatting. So he is originally from Maine, and he comes to Hawaii every winter for a few months and just works on this boat and teaches snoobing and scuba diving to people, which is pretty sweet. He said this, the reason he came down there, he said when he was 19, he was supposed to like just go to Hawaii for like a week or something. He got down there, got to the airport. He was actually supposed to go to Honolulu, but he got to a connection in Maui and just decided to skip his connection flight. He walks out of the airport, just starts walking. And then he hitchhiked with this family who picked him up. They took him back to their place. He ended up staying with them for multiple weeks. And then he just, he came back to the stateside, or the continental United States. And
Insufferable. You're insufferable.
and then he ended up coming back, and then he kind of just made it a thing where he comes back every single winter and goes back to Maine for the summers. And I was like, that sounds like a good gig,
Is
man.
he handsome?
He was like a 43-year-old hippie man who would be exactly what you think he looks like.
But is he handsome?
He's aged. He looks like he was handsome. It looks like he was very handsome at one point.
Okay, I was going to say.
But he's kind of aged because he's been in the sun so long.
Because that's not really something you can just pull off if you're ugly, you know?
What do you mean? Anybody can do that.
Anybody can just like be taken in by a family.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I don't know. The people of Hawaii are pretty kind.
I'm sure they are kind. I'm saying that.
That's probably true. I mean, if you're ugly, they're probably not picking you up, and they're definitely not taking you back to their house.
Yeah,
that's true. So he probably lucked out there.
All I'm saying is check your privilege, Seamus. Check your fucking privilege.
Yeah. So shout out that guy. He was awesome. But the snorkel tour was sweet because after the snoobing, you got to continue to snorkel, and they took us to these spots. The only thing that kind of sucked was they're supposed to take us to a second spot that was going to be cooler, but apparently it was too wavy that day, so we just couldn't do it. So we just hung out in this little cove for a while and snorkeled, and they gave us, it was like a plated dinner on this boat. So sweet. Yeah, just a good crew. It was like a sailboat, so we got to see them like do like fun little sailing maneuvers. They were like, "All right, everybody, we're going to try the double-winged angel maneuver."
Did you see him ever hoist the jib?
Yeah, they hoisted the jib. They said, "Jib's up!" And
Hell
then, yeah. So, yeah, I got to hear all the cool lingo. It made me want to be, I'm like, dude, I should be a sailor. I should sail boats.
I could see you as a sailor.
Yeah, I think I could do it, at least part-time. Maybe one day I'll be able to go down to Hawaii for the winters and just sail boats. That kind of sounds like a fun dream to have.
I think it's pretty practical.
I think that's my calling, is to probably be a sailor in Hawaii.
I think the people of Hawaii want more and more tourists.
I think they don't. They really don't.
They're all like clamoring. They're like, more people come.
It's actually completely the opposite. I don't think they like people who aren't from Hawaii.
Yeah, they don't.
No. But once I get my residency, I think they'll be okay.
You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean that was a highlight of the trip. We did a lot of other stuff, just kind of going to different towns and having fun little shopping days and sitting at the beach, doing some beach snorkeling. I saw some sea turtles, saw some colorful fish, and got some sun.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. I would anyone, if you get the chance to go to Maui, I'd say you should probably take that chance. You should probably do it. And if you don't even have a chance, just make one. Just do it. Just go. Just be like, fuck it. I'm just going to go because
Just go.
just spend all your money, go in debt. Who cares?
The locals will love you.
Yeah, sure. Well, once you start blending in, they won't even know you're not local.
Not to pivot, but I'm going to pivot.
Sure.
I did forget this one crucial thing that I did within the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
So you know how I have cried publicly and privately about the death of my favorite lunch spot, Smoking Hot Dish.
Yeah.
They had a lunch pop-up last week.
No way.
Yeah, it was
Where
awesome.
was the lunch pop-up?
Just in where they're normal.
Wait, was it while I was gone? I wasn't.
Yeah, you were gone. You were gone.
So I missed the lunch pop-up.
But so get this. They had they were interviewed by Care 11. They had
What?
they have a segment on Care 11 talking about their catering business, and they're like, "Cool, we're gonna do a one-time lunch." When they first closed it down, they're like, "We're gonna periodically do lunch pop-ups, but we're not gonna have the regular front of house operations."
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, "This is fucking awesome. I know what my Wednesday lunch plans are. Got a crew at work. We all, put our orders in. I go in, and it's like, man, it felt like it has been forever since I had indulged in that food. When really, it's probably been like 3 weeks tops. But man, it was fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Got myself a cheesesteak. Had half for lunch. Had half for dinner. Everyone kept telling me, you should have bought two and froze one of them.
Yeah.
They had this special that I was like kicking myself for not getting.
It
was 2 ribs, 2 pieces of chicken, like smoking baked beans, mac and cheese, coleslaw, and the best cornbread I've ever had in my life.
You get all that.
You get all that.
How much?
I think it was like $16.
You're kidding.
I'm not joking.
You're pulling my leg.
I'm not pulling your leg.
You are slapping me in the back right now.
I'm not slapping you in the back right now.
Dude, that is crazy.
Incredible
That's
deal.
actually a crazy deal.
So if I could,
no joke.
I could have done it over, I would have gotten the special and a cheesesteak, frozen the cheesesteak for when I really need it, like in case of an emergency kind of thing, and then I would have just fucked up the special right there and then.
I picture you just having like a glass case that says in case of emergency.
I'll
one day you just smash it and there's just a cheesesteak in there.
I'll get a wine cooler because wine coolers or like wine fridges, they usually have like a clear facing thing.
Yeah.
But I'll augment it so it can freeze because I'm pretty sure those don't freeze.
I don't think they're meant to, no.
No, I'm meant to freeze. But then I'll just use up valuable counter space over there and I'll just display my cheesesteak for whenever I'm good and goddamn ready to eat it. But they're actually doing another pop-up on Friday.
Oh, dude.
But it's all their seafood stuff, so I'm not sure if I'm going to...
Seafood?
Yeah. They do like po' boys and fried catfish and stuff like that.
Oh.
A lot of comfort stuff.
Ooh.
I've never had a po' boy, but I'm pretty sure it's just like fried shrimp and like lettuce and mayo on a sandwich.
That sounds good.
It sounds good to me. So.
Shrimps, I love shrimp.
Super excited. Check them out. Check them out on Facebook, Smoking Hot Dish. Check out their segment on Care 11. They're like just super down to earth, really good people. So
awesome.
If there's anyone I want to have succeed in this life, it's them.
Yeah, they deserve the world. Also, speaking of fish, shout out Paella Fish Market.
Are you saying paella?
It's whatever. It's no worries, man. It's like whatever, dude.
Shut up.
Paella,
Maui Brewing
paella.
Co. You don't even drink beer, dude.
Yeah, I know. I got it just because I wanted a hat that wasn't
Jordan shirt. You don't even hoop. Puma.
I hoop.
Name the last time you hooped.
I hoop, dude.
Like
last week.
Last week you hooped
By the ocean.
Yeah, there was
in
just
Hawaii.
Just a basketball court.
Yeah, they did.
Right next to your
I
oceanside
cooked them.
cabana.
Yeah, I gave him the old shake and bake. Putting it through my legs.
I've seen you throw a baseball. I'm pretty sure you're not coordinated enough.
I'm definitely better at basketball than baseball.
Well, that I can believe, but still, I don't really picture you as a very hand-eye coordinated person.
You're kidding me. I'll cook you on the court right now.
I mean, I suck at basketball.
Yeah.
But I have excellent hand-eye coordination.
Okay.
I always know what my hands are doing.
I could cook you in any sport.
Not any sport.
Fine, probably not baseball.
Not baseball.
I can't cook you in baseball.
I might be better at you than at golf. But basketball,
that's probably true too.
Soccer, sure. No, I'm not saying I'm going to be better.
You said I have bad hand-eye.
I've seen you throw a baseball.
You're telling me that I'm a naff, is what you're saying.
I've seen you throw a baseball.
That's just not true.
I have seen you throw a baseball. It's like stereotypical.
Let's go have a catch right now.
It's like watching if you handed a toddler a wiffle
You're
ball.
kidding me.
And
I bet I can. I'll show you. I can pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right now.
I just cuts to me just hitting you with a pitch.
I got a baseball. I knock
you straight out with a baseball.
Can't be done.
Okay.
Taking one too many balls to the head.
I can't believe you just said that I bad hand eye. Like a fucking cat, bro.
I've seen you throw a ball before.
When?
I take it back about basketball. I don't really think that's the same kind of coordination skills required. It's a completely different motion. Are you actually good at basketball?
I'm not good.
Okay. Neither am I. I'm fucking terrible.
I feel like I'm good for like if I was in a league of people just my height, I'd probably be pretty good.
You know, my favorite basketball player of all time was probably around your height.
John Stockton?
No. Muggsy Bogues, baby. Charlotte Hornets.
Oh.
You don't know Muggsy Bogues?
I've heard the name.
I love Muggsy Bogues.
I don't know who Muggsy is.
Sorry,
Muggsy.
He was in the N64 NBA Jam 99, I think, that I used to play as a kid.
Mm.
And he's like fucking tiny. He's like 5'4" or 5'5" or something really small,
sweet.
especially for basketball. But he was really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out Muggsy.
Shout out Muggsy Bogues.
I know you.
Hope he's still kicking
I know
it.
he listens. He's alive.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
He was a basketball player in like the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, it's like 30 years ago.
Holy shit.
He could be dead.
Larry Bird's alive.
So a lot of people are alive. A lot of people aren't.
Okay, we're on a time crunch here. I don't want to brag, but we're going to a movie together.
We are going to movie. We're seeing Ex Machina because I haven't seen it, and it's being played in theaters again.
Yeah, A24. I think. What was the last A24 movie that came out?
I don't know. They come out with a lot.
Must not have been very successful because they're doing a re-release of a lot of their films. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the A24 like Civil War movie looks fucking awful. So
oh really?
Maybe they're trying to drum up business. But Ex Machina, it's a good movie. We're excited to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'm excited to watch it in a theater because I feel like it's for movies like that are like really good that were clearly meant to be watched on a big screen. I'm guessing this is one of those.
No.
Anyways, I find it hard to focus as much at home, like just on the TV, because then you can go on your phone and like you get distracted. You have to do the laundry. Who knows? Like it's harder to really focus and take in the film as it was intended. So I'm excited to see it in the theater. And I will be rating it on Letterboxd afterwards. Very honestly, though. I don't care about your opinions. I'm going to rate it honestly. If I don't like it, I'm going to say so. You can't pressure me.
A lot of Emily's happiness is, set on you enjoying this film.
All I know about it is Oscar Isaac is in it, and I'm pretty sure he has sex with a robot or something. So,
but who wouldn't, if given the opportunity?
Have sex with a robot? Well, they might be cold.
That's true.
I don't want to have sex with a cold person.
Which brings us to our sponsor, KY Warming Jelly.
Our first sponsor? That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I would love that.
Do you have a recommendation?
Yeah, Rec of the Week. Have you watched...
Nope.
Have you watched that new Nickelodeon documentary, Quiet on Set?
No, it's just going to make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, so I was a little hesitant to recommend this because it is so disturbing and awful and dark and kind of ruins my childhood memories a little bit. But it's very good and very interesting, and it takes a good look behind the scenes of how Nickelodeon was running shit when that was a thing in the early 2000s, late 90s, going up into even, I don't know, 2010s probably,
I mean, however long.
With shows like All That, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, all of those. Yeah. iCarly. So it's really cool to kind of get perspective on that, but it's also very eye-opening and disturbing as to what they unveil in that documentary, because there's a lot of abuse that goes on. There's a lot of horrible things that happen. I'm sure if you've been on X or Twitter or whatever, you've probably seen some things that they talk about in the documentary, involving Drake Bell, involving a whole lot of different people. And it's super good. It was a weird watch because I felt so much nostalgia for the clips that they would show and like the people that were in it. But at the same time, it was very sad and dark. And because you realize that the people that made all that cool content and all that I loved as a kid weren't having a great experience, and that the content itself wasn't really as appropriate as we thought it should have been. So It was, they'd sneak horrible jokes in there that as a kid went right over my head because I remember watching it and being like, oh, I remember that scene and that character. Oh, that is fucked up. Wow. I haven't seen that in 20 years. That's insane. So, I mean, it's a lot of that. So it's kind of mixed feelings of like nostalgia and just disgust, but good watch. I think everyone should be informed of what Nickelodeon was doing because they were awful.
I hope it spurs some sort of greater action so that there's like, and granted, I don't know what the child entertainment business looks like now because I don't really watch children's shows, but I'm hoping that there's more, I don't know, oversight or safeguards so that like, because it's like super fucking common where a child actor or actress will like go off the deep end and it's almost probably always rooted in like trauma and abuse that occurred when they were, an actor. And so I hope something good comes out of it, obviously outside of the obvious, accountability, and hopefully Dan Snyder, gets burned at the stake or something like that.
I mean, so in 2018 he was already fired from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I think because after watching it, I started like diving in deeper to like some of the podcasts that some of these people who were on the Nickelodeon, network, like the whole universe there, and getting more insight into what was actually happening. And it just seems like a lot of the people that were involved in that fucked up stuff now, some of them are still there, or like the president of Nickelodeon was there at the time and he's still there now. So like a lot of those people either need to be removed and they need to make a complete change, or some of the actors from that time have come out and talked about how they think they shouldn't even allow child actors at all. So, I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but whole thing's fucked up. But it's a good watch, so watch it. It's on Max. I feel
like someone with a brain should have just looked at Dan Snyder and been like, this guy kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. Maybe we should pay close attention.
You should watch it though, because it's not just Dan Snyder. There's
I'm sure.
There is literal pedophiles on set. Like there are people who literally committed child sex crimes that were involved in Nickelodeon. So it's a fun watch. Go watch it. Quiet on set. Max, do you have a rec of the week?
I do not, but we need to talk about something very briefly. A week or two or three ago, we talked about the controversy surrounding Kate Middleton.
Yes.
Some people alleged that some images that were surfacing of her to kind of be like, hey, she's alive, were edited, and they probably were edited, but now we know that it's because she's fighting cancer, so it's not as fun now,
No.
It's a little more fun when it's like, haha, something bad happened to her, and it's like, oh, something bad did happen to her. That's not, and obviously we don't ever want anything bad to happen.
No.
Even if they're, part of a monarchy that I, at my core, disagree with.
Well, she just kind of married into it. But.
Yeah, but, would you marry into fascism?
I mean,
not that monarchy.
They're pretty rich, so probably.
Okay, I forgot about that part. Yeah, I would get into it.
I don't know.
But yeah, she's
Yeah, that's sad.
I feel like we don't usually follow up on things we've talked about, so I felt like I would throw that out there very quick.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. I feel bad.
I feel like a lot of people were making jokes on the internet.
Yeah.
And then when that information came out, it just became like, this isn't funny at all. And this is just sad. Let's prayers, thoughts to Kate Middleton, because wow. Regret. Instant regret from all those people.
Yeah, instant regret. Okay. So in lieu of our typical question of the day.
Okay.
I got two things I need to rant about, and I need you to just sit back and shut the fuck up while I do this.
Okay, I will. Yep.
So yesterday, did you see the Francis Scott Key bridge collapse in Maryland?
Nope.
Are you serious?
I didn't see it. There's a bridge collapse?
Shut up.
Was Mothman seen?
Do you know anything about it?
I don't.
Are you serious?
I literally have not
What?
Seen the news.
How are you so... All right, whatever. All right, I'll
I was in the islands, man. I'm still on island time. In Maui
you
right
got back
now?
a week ago.
It's
You haven't
like-
seen anything?
It's like 1:30 in Maui right now.
Okay.
1:30 in the morning. So I'm up pretty late.
Okay, so yesterday, around like 1 a.m., 1:30 in Maryland, this cargo ship, from the video, it looks like it lost power, and it collided with one of the main supports of this bridge, this massive bridge, and it fully collapsed.
Wow.
And thankfully, from the reports, there weren't any vehicles on it at the time. In the video, you can see cars are driving past, but it's late enough that there's not a huge volume of traffic, and just at a certain specific time when it collapsed, I don't think any cars ended up in. But there was a construction crew on the bridge that I think they found a couple people, but also several are presumed dead.
Oh.
So it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, wow.
I already have a huge fear of bridges. Ever since the I-35W bridge collapsed,
I recall.
I've been thoroughly anti-bridge.
Mothman was there too.
I don't even know what that means. I mean,
You
I know the
know.
Mothman. I don't know what he has to do with collapsing bridges, but
It's a theory, but continue.
okay. Here's what I need to rant about. So Twitter, and I'm not going to call it by the other stupid name, is so fucking toxic now, and so scary in how much misinformation is spread. So within like an hour of casually reading about the bridge collapse, I saw many different theories. I saw a theory that was pushed and promoted by the fucking owner of the app,
Nice.
shithead Elon Musk. Someone made a meme about it's a shitty Nazi. He's a comic he makes comics. His name's Stone Toss. He's literally a fucking literal Nazi that is on Twitter that gets to post his content freely because we're all about free speech or whatever.
Sure.
All right, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot pretty quick.
Getting hot. Look
But
at him.
basically, he's alleging that the operators of the cargo ship and the reason they collided with this bridge is because they're immigrants, which is not true. It's just plainly not true.
Yeah.
The next one I saw was it was Ukrainians. Ukrainians were behind it. And then I saw it was Russians were behind the attack. And then I saw it was Hamas. And then I saw it was actually Israelis. And I'm just like, all of these fucking awful people that are using this terrible, terrible tragedy to just push this narrative that is fucking nonsensical. From everything we've seen, the ship lost power, tried to recorrect, lost power again, and by that point it was too late. I'm sure the rudder got stuck or something. So like there's a perfectly reasonable explanation, but people automatically jump to, hey, it's this group of people I hate. They're behind it.
Yeah.
And there's no checking it. There's so many people that are like, yep, this makes sense. We need to look into this. It's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
If I could, with a snap of my fingers, take away social media from like 99% of people, I would. Because it's become this tool to push lies and hate. And everyone's just like more and more terrified of one another. Because we're all like, if someone starts talking about how, Elliott, he actually stabs kids.
What the hell?
And like,
It's not true.
there's no mechanism on the platform to prevent you from saying that.
Yeah.
It's actually like promoted. I can probably pay to like advertise that
bump your
Elliott
post.
stabs kids. It's fucking crazy. So that makes me really mad. I'm very upset about that.
That is crazy.
The other thing I need to rant about,
Oh.
and I'm even hotter about this.
Oh, wait, there's a whole different thing?
Completely different thing.
Okay.
It is less important than the first one.
Oh, less tragic?
Way less tragic.
Okay, well, that's good.
But personal.
Oh, whoa, all right.
All right. So a couple weeks ago, I explained that I've been going to the dentist.
Yes.
So I had my initial checkup. I had my cleaning 2 weeks ago for this side of my mouth and a filling. Apparently, because of insurance reasons, they can only clean one side of your mouth at the time.
What?
If it's
what?
if it's a deep cleaning,
They can only deep clean one side of your mouth because of insurance?
I was in the chair for 2 hours. My first visit. My second visit, I had 2 fillings on this side and a cleaning, and I was in the chair for 2.5 hours.
What the fuck?
That was last Friday, and it went relatively smooth. I've had some like tenderness and like it's all teeth up top where I'm primarily eating with. Mm-hmm. So it's like it kind of sucks because like you'll bite down and be like, oh, that's a tooth that was just
Zinger.
drilled into, and so it hurts. But 2 days ago, I kind of noticed at night, I was like, you know what? behind my second molar. So my furthest tooth back, because I don't have wisdom teeth, on the bottom here. I have like swelling, and it's almost like there's like a marble or something. So like if this is my tooth, this is like the gum and the tissue. There's no tooth there, but it's like raised and like swollen. So it fucking hurts.
Ow.
And at first when I was having pain, I kind of wrote it off as like they just traumatized my mouth for 2.5 hours. This is normal. And then I was like, you know what? That's not normal. That's not cool. And so then the dentist was awesome. They got me. I called at like 7 a.m. yesterday, and they got me in at 8:30 to take a look.
Nice.
They shuffled some things around for me, which is cool.
Pulled a few strings.
And they're like, they kind of poked around at it. They numbed it up. They injected it with something. And they're like, yeah, you should, we're going to prescribe you a mouthwash. It's antibacterial. Take it for a week and you should be okay.
Okay.
I'm like, cool. And so after work, I go to Walgreens. I go to Walgreens, get my prescription filled. My old stomping grounds. My first job ever was at a Walgreens. Worked there faithfully for 5 fucking years.
Nice.
I drop off the prescription. They say, you know what? It'll be ready at 7:30. Come back at 7:30. I come back at 7:45, give them a nice buffer, right?
Sure.
The guy that I directly handed my prescription to was like, were you here before? I was like, yep. And he's like, did you drop a prescription? I was like, yep. I handed it right to you. And he's like, okay, give me a moment.
How is that possible?
And then I was there at 6 and it had been like maybe an hour and a half. So whatever. And then he comes back and he's like, yeah, the pharmacist is saying that the dentist and the prescription didn't write enough directions, so we can't fill this prescription. And I was like, what? And I'm like, why wouldn't you call me and tell me that? Why did I drive? Like, because yesterday was a fucking snowstorm. So like, why did I drive again? And like, yeah, so we needed to call the dentist, but the dentist is closed now. So we'll call him tomorrow morning. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, we'll fill it tomorrow morning though. And I'm like, all right. And so they're like, yeah, can we get your phone number so we can contact you? I'm like, okay. And then he read off my phone number to me.
How do you, they already have it.
I'm like, that's the one. That's the one that's been in the system since I started working there in 2013. But whatever. Still very calm.
Sure.
And so today, my wonderful fiance, she's a lot, she used to be a pharmacy tech, so she's a lot more level-headed when it comes to working with pharmacy technicians and pharmacists. She goes to pick up the prescription from the first pharmacy that we went to, the Walgreens yesterday. And they're like, yeah, the dentist is closed today, which I don't think is true. It's a random ass Thursday. There's no holidays.
Why would
there was nothing posted online?
You should just called the dentist right on the spot and been like, nope, they're open.
And they're like, yeah, and according to our pharmacist, we can't fill this. But if you go to another Walgreens, they'll be able to fill it for you.
Why can they do it?
I guess the way it's been explained to me is the pharmacist doesn't want to risk their license because the prescription isn't that clear. Although here's what I'll say. It's a mouthwash.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And on the prescription it says take twice daily. Swish twice daily. Something like that. Something that any like regular ass human with a fully functioning, non-smooth brain would be able to like, okay, yeah, I know how to use this. And so Emily drives to the second pharmacy and she speaks to a different pharmacist. And the pharmacist says, yeah, I can fill this.
Yeah.
Apparently within 5 to 10 minutes, that pharmacist was done for the day, which, shift change. That's how it is. That's how it is.
It happens.
The pharmacist from Walgreens yesterday then fills the spot of this other pharmacist.
You're kidding me.
Not even kidding.
You're kidding me. It's the same
and
pharmacist.
They're like, yeah, I can't fill this. And Emily's like, but I just spoke to another pharmacist 10 minutes ago who said they would. And she's like, yeah, but I can't. It's not specific enough. You'll need to try a different Walgreens.
What the fuck?
I know. And Emily was like, the pharmacy technician was trying to explain to the pharmacist that was like, I guess they call them floaters. They, go from store to store.
Sure.
Was trying to explain to this new pharmacist that, yeah, the other pharmacist said, yeah, you can fill it. They said they're going to fill it, but nope, can't risk their license.
It's mouthwash.
Yeah, I know.
It's mouthwash.
And so she goes to the third pharmacist who thankfully, mercifully fills the fucking prescription. And I would understand if they were prescribing me, Vicodin.
Yeah.
And it was a very specific dosage at very specific intervals. And I needed to take it with food. And I could only take it on Thursdays. If that wasn't clear enough to the pharmacist, understandable. Totally get it. Sure. But here's what makes me really fucking mad. My mouth has been hurting for so many days. I've literally had like a month straight where my mouth is hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm like so close to the finish line. And I still can't get access to this one fucking thing I need to feel better. On the bottle of the mouthwash, it says not the prescription part, the actual bottle, because again, this is not something that they're filling. It's something that was delivered to them, packaged. They don't have to do anything with it. They slap a label on it. On the bottle, it says, fill to the line in the cup. Swish twice daily for 30 seconds and then spit it out. It's already on the bottle. The instructions are there. You don't need to call the dentist and be like, my bad. Instead of saying take 2 swigs and swish and spit, I need to say take 2 15 milliliter. Like, just, it's fucking insane.
How?
It's comical. Why did the pharmacist from the first place need to show up at the second place right when Emily was there so that she couldn't get the fucking thing filled?
It would have been great if you went to the third place and then the same pharmacist pops up.
I literally checked because we have like find my friends on.
Yeah.
I literally checked her location. I'm like, she's fucking pulling my leg. There's no way that happened. That's out of like a cartoon.
That literally is like same pharmacist. Oh, I can't do that. How is it if it's prepackaged and it just shows up and all they have to do is just put it in a fucking bag and give it to you? Why can't they fill it? Because it said the instructions weren't clear, because it said that you had to swish it twice a day. What was the problem?
That's what made me so mad.
You know what you need to do? You need to take your prescription, walk into that Walgreens when that pharmacist is working, and you need to swish your mouth twice a day in front of them and just spit. Just show them how simple it is. Be like, hello, yes, this is pretty simple. On the ground.
I'm gonna take it and bring it in front of her and like drink like all of it.
These instructions are so confusing.
It doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna die now.
You should just bring it and be like, I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble understanding these instructions. Could you help me figure this out? I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Could you explain it to me, please?
You want to know my the final part of this that makes me so mad?
What?
I already had it. I already had this.
What do you mean?
I already had this mouthwash.
You already had it in your home?
I had a very similar incident 2 years ago, and so I've had the same bottle.
Well, it might not keep.
It might not keep. It's technically still hasn't expired yet, but I could have been self-medicating.
You had it the whole time?
The entire time.
Wow.
Because she handed me the bottle. I'm like, I have this. I have this exact same bottle. And so Emily's like, well, sometimes things change. Like, it's identical. It's the exact same
thing.
The only thing that's different is the prescription label. That's it.
Wow.
Don't trust pharmacists. Trust drug dealers. That's my final thought.
My final thought, maybe don't trust his final thought, because it doesn't seem a little... you should trust pharmacists in general.
I'm emotional. I'm not logical.
He's emotional. He's heated. And that's okay. That's all right. Hey, that's okay.
Thank you.
But, I think most people are just trying to do their best. Except that one pharmacist.
Except for that one pharmacist.
Not trying to do their best.
I'm sorry you couldn't risk your behind because of a bottle of mouthwash. All right, we're out of time.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you ever want to go to the island in the sun, just hit me up. Maybe I can take you with me next time, because I love the islands. I'm meant to be an island boy, and I want to live there in the sand, in the sun.